Hello, students. Welcome to my class. This is Miss Janelle reminding you that to learn math is to do math. So, for today's topic, we will discuss converting between temperature scales still under Chapter 3 Measurement. Our squad goal for this topic are first, identify the basic units of temperature. Second, convert Celsius to Fahrenheit and vice versa. And with today's lesson, let me give you a question for you to ponder. Here it is. Why do we need to convert between temperature scales? Before we answer that question, let's talk about what is temperature. Temperature refers to the degree of hotness and coldness of a body. The instrument used for measuring temperature is the thermometer, and we are very familiar with these digital thermometers. More so now that we are having the pandemic, and one of the symptoms of COVID-19 is having above normal body temperature. Just like length, mass, and time that we're done studying, temperature has its own unit, and we can use any of this. We have Celsius, Fahrenheit, and Kelvin. Most of people are familiar with just one unit, depending on the country where they live. US or some part of its territory use Fahrenheit, while the rest of the world use Celsius. While Kelvin is used mostly by scientist community. Kelvin has no degree unlike Celsius and Fahrenheit because it is an absolute scale where 0 is absolute 0, meaning if it is 0 Kelvin, there's no really temperature since Kelvin is used to measure degree of hotness of a certain body or matter. And that's it. That's your first quad goal. Identify the temperature scale or the units of temperature. We have Celsius, Fahrenheit, and Kelvin. For your second squad goal, we'll focus on conversion between these two, Celsius and Fahrenheit, and vice versa. Let's accomplish that one. Going back to the question I gave you previously, why do we need to convert between temperature scales? It is important that we know how to convert from these temperature scales or unit of temperature. So first one, we could tell whether which is hotter or which is colder, whether this country who uses or which uses Fahrenheit or this country which uses Celsius. So for comparison of temperature, since not every country uses the same temperature scale. Another, it is also important that we know how to convert so we could solve problems involving scientific calculations. So let's now learn the equation that we can use to do the conversion between these units. Before I give you the equation or the formula in converting Celsius to Fahrenheit, it is important that we know where do the numbers came from or where do the equation came from. By the way, Celsius uses this symbol while Fahrenheit uses this symbol. Both of this, Celsius and Fahrenheit, were defined by their freezing and boiling point. For Celsius, the freezing point for Celsius sets at 0 degrees Celsius. We all know that one. While for boiling point, it sets at 100 degrees Celsius, splitting up the space between the freezing point and the boiling point at 100 degrees. While for Fahrenheit, it's not included in my presentation, but it's freezing point for brine solution. When I say brine, that is salt water solution. It sets at 0 degrees Fahrenheit. But for pure water, we're talking about the freezing point of a pure water. It sets at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. While for the boiling point, it sets at 212 Fahrenheit. Splitting up the space between the freezing point and the boiling point, we have 180 degrees. So what is the connection of this? 100 degrees and 180 degrees. So these two, Celsius and Fahrenheit, they do not have the same rate from their freezing point to their boiling point. Fahrenheit climbs at 9/5 rate of Celsius. 180 over 100, that is 9/5. Same goes for Celsius, it climbs at 5 over 9 rate of Fahrenheit. That's why we have this formula in here. Okay, it's like 100 over 180. We simplify that one, and therefore we have 5 over 9. Same goes for Fahrenheit, 180 over 100, that is 9 over 5. And where do this 32 came from? This 2. So we have to account that this 2 scale do not begin on the same degrees. Okay, they have discrepancy of 32. And that is or here's where this equation came from. For Celsius, to convert it into to convert Fahrenheit to Celsius, we have 5 over 9 times the quantity of F minus 32. To convert Celsius to Fahrenheit, we have this equation, 9 over 5 times C plus 32. To check if the equation or the formula that we have after seeing the relationship is correct, let's convert 0 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit. Okay, so the answer must be 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So let's have the formula, the second one. F is equal to 9 over 5 times Celsius plus 32. So just substitute the value of your C in here in this equation. You will have 9 over 5 times 0 plus 32. Therefore, we will have 9 over 5 times 0, that is 0. Any number multiplied to 0 is 0 plus 32. We will have 32 degrees. So that is the equivalence of 0 degrees into Fahrenheit. And that is correct. Okay? What about if we convert 212 Fahrenheit into Celsius? We must get 100 degrees Celsius. So to convert this one, we will use the equation for Celsius. 5 over 9 times the quantity of F minus 32. Substituting your given, you will have 5 over 9 times quantity of 212 minus 32. 212 minus 32, that will be 180. Just multiply 182 quantity of 5 over 9. It will be 100 degrees Celsius. Okay? And we have checked if this formula is correct, and this is correct. We may use this equation in converting Celsius to Fahrenheit and vice versa. So let's have another example this time, which is, let's put it into a statement or word problem, which is hotter, Los Angeles having 95 degrees Fahrenheit or Rome having 32 degrees Celsius. Let's have this equation or formula. So it's up to you whether to change or convert Fahrenheit to Celsius or Celsius to Fahrenheit. For this one, I convert 95 degrees Fahrenheit into Celsius. So I uses this equation. C is equal to 5 over 9 times F minus 32. Substitute the value of your F or the weather in Los Angeles, California. We have 95 minus 32. And then 95 minus 32, that will be 63. 63 times 5 over 9, that will be equal to 35 degrees. So which is hotter? Los Angeles, California, since it has higher temperature. The higher it is, the hotter the temperature. Okay? I hope you understand this one. So just follow the equation I gave you, and that's it. There we have it. We have accomplished your two squad goals for this morning or for this topic. Identifying the basic units of temperature, checked. Converting Celsius to Fahrenheit and vice versa, checked as well. And for the question to ponder, we were able as well to answer why do we need to convert between temperature scales. You might have other answer. Yes, no, tama yun. We really need to know how to convert between these two units. For your formative assessment, here's a two-item assessment. So convert this to 77 degrees Fahrenheit to Celsius and then convert 15 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit. For every student who will get the answers here correctly, 2 points, 1 point each, they will have additional 1 point in their midterm assessment. So kindly attach your file or attach your answer in the next area links activity here. Task number 2, convert temperature scale. So that is a forum, just like what we are using in our MECQ. Write your answer in a piece of paper, take a picture of it, and then attach in that forum. Again, no solution is considered as incorrect. So write your solution as well, not only your answer. I make it clear. Okay, walang magrereklamo sa akin. Only those students who have their solution will have point if that is correct. That's it. Thank you so much, my dear students. If you have any question, just message me in my GChat, Janelle Matita. Thank you so much. Goodbye.